Hip bridges, otherwise known as glute bridges. We talk about this today because a lot of people do it wrong, even though it seems like a super easy exercise. Number one, why even do bridges? Because they're great for building your backside, your glutes, your hamstrings, those muscles on the back of your thighs, and even your core muscles. Quick difference between the bridge versus hip thrust. The bridge is done on the floor versus hip thrusts, which are done on an elevated platform. It essentially changes the range of motion. So bridges have a smaller range, which makes it a little bit easier, and hip thrusts have a bigger range, which makes it slightly harder. Here we are specifically looking at the single leg bridge, so done with 1 foot, not 2 feet. Here is the first cue. Start with your heels close to your body. The further your feet are away from your body, the more you're going to feel it in those hamstrings, which isn't necessarily bad, but one of the main purposes of bridging and hip thrusts are to use your glutes. So commonly when people do the hip bridge, they will feel it in their hamstrings. So start with the feet a little closer. It takes some of the stress away from that area. From here, pick a leg, any leg, and lift your hips straight up. If anything, not just straight up, you can go straight up and towards your head. So you have a slight diagonal movement. So as you're lifting, make sure that foot is nice and flat. So don't push through your toes, because that's going to start to activate your calves a lot more, and even your quads, because you might be pushing away from your body. Same idea. You don't want to dump all the weight into your heels and pull towards your body, because that favors more hamstrings. Working the thighs is not bad. For this exercise, the main mover, the primary muscle, should be the glutes. So if you're not feeling your butt muscles working, you're doing something wrong. So as you lift and lower, make sure to keep your stomach tight and to tuck your pelvis under your body. Do a posterior tilt. And of course, if you want to make it harder, pick those hands and shoulders up off the floor, because sometimes people cheat and push down into the floor so they can lift their bodies up. When you're doing bridges, make sure to do it right. Once again, it seems like a simple, mindless exercise where you just lift your butt up off the floor. You can treat it that way, but then what you put in is what you get out. So if you give 50% effort on this exercise, guess what? You're just going to get 50% results on the way out. So there's no shame starting out with easy exercises, with quote remedial exercises. Do it right, do it the proper way, and feel the muscles that are actually supposed to be felt. Try out the bridges and stay connected. Let me know how it goes. Did it work? Did it not work? Are you feeling your glutes? Are you feeling your hamstrings a lot? Either way, for questions, comments, concerns, complaints, or snide remarks, leave me a message, drop it in the comments below. But otherwise, we'll see you in the next fitness video, and while you practice your hip bridges in or out of the gym.